Welcome to the Student News. Today is Wednesday. Woo, Wednesday. Okay, are you a human? Check. Are you in grade 7th through 11th? Maybe check there too. Are you also interested in possibly playing baseball or softball? Check. Well, if you checked off all three of those little ticks that I just mentioned, then you might be interested in coming to our March 7th info meeting after school. So again, 7 through 11, human, and interested in playing baseball or softball, after school meeting March the 7th. It is still February, time to check in with another Black History Month clip. From Peoria, Illinois poverty to Hollywood affluence, from abandonment by his mother to adoration from millions of fans, that person is Richard Pryor. Masterful storyteller, a multi-talented entertainer, a comic of acerbic wit, and a survivor with no self-pity. Pryor's first introduction to a life of performing came at age 12 when he was cast in a local production of Rumpelstiltskin. As a young adult, Pryor performed in many amateur shows. Upon his discharge from the Army, he got his first cabaret gig in his hometown Howard's Club, where he played piano and sang badly. Quickly realizing that audiences preferred his jokes to his singing, Pryor began working as a professional comic in clubs throughout the Midwest. Steadily, starting in 1966, Pryor appeared in television and then in many films. While sometimes his complicated personal struggles overshadowed his professional career, Pryor is best known for his live comedy, where he presents the truth as he sees it in a hyperkinetic, expletive-laced, free-form style.
I got some more to tell you. New York City, I found out you can't get a cab in New York City, right? Especially when it rains. All the cabs are owned by one company, off-duty. Right? Huh? If you're lucky enough to get a cab, you get in and say, "Driver, I want to go to 78th Street." Driver says, "I'm not going that way." I want to go to 78th Street. You're going to give me a tip? I'm going to tip your cab over. You don't take me to 78th Street. And I hate to take the subway because the first thing you see when you walk down the subway, some guy down there, "Give me a nickel." Nothing works in the subway, right? Candy machine doesn't work, Coke machine doesn't work. Not the subway's fault, but it don't work. You ever drop a dime in a Coke machine, your Coke come pouring out, no cup? Wait, I got more to tell you. You gotta watch when you ride the subway, because once I was riding the subway, I caught a guy with his hand in my pocket. I said, "Man, what you doing with your hand in my pocket?" "Looking for change." You gotta watch the pickpockets. They slick. See, they bump into you, say, "Excuse me." Take everything but your pants. Give a little elbow in the teeth. Pow! Like that. I was on the train riding. Somebody bumped into me, said, "Excuse me." I said, "Pow!" Turned around, woman 80 years old. Wow, man, right?
Sadly, after a long battle with multiple sclerosis, Pryor died of a heart attack in 2005. He will be forever remembered for reaching a broad audience with his trenchant observations and storytelling style, and is widely regarded as one of the greatest and most influential stand-up comedians of all time. And it's Wednesday, so obviously we also need to check in with Mrs. Snyder to see what happened this week in history. Ooh, what was that? Ooh.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Snyder's History Hangout. To begin, let's go over last week's History Helper question. On February 16th, 1948, Gerald Peter Cooper discovers the planet Uranus' fifth moon. Cooper named it Miranda after a character in a William Shakespeare's play. What was the name of that play? The correct answer is The Tempest. Congratulations to those of you who emailed me the correct answer. So on this day in history, this happened. On February 23rd, 1954, inoculation of children with Jonas Salk's polio vaccine begins in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It was the first successful vaccine for the dreaded disease. Before the vaccine, there were about 15,000 cases of paralysis and 1,900 deaths annually from polio in the United States. Salk chose not to patent the vaccine in order to maximize its distribution. When asked who owned the patent, he replied,
"Who owns the patent on this vaccine? Well, the people. I would say there is no patent. Could you patent the sun?"
His estimated that the patent would have been worth billions had it been patented by Dr. Salk. To learn more about Dr. Jonas Salk, click on the links in the comments below. So now I need some history help. On February 23rd, 1945, the American flag was raised on Mount Suribachi during the Battle of Iwo Jima. There were actually 2 American flags raised that day, but the most famous Pulitzer Prize-winning photo was the second flag raised, in which a larger replacement flag was raised by a second group of Marines. Here's the photo. What was the name of the photographer who took this most famous picture? If you think you know the answer, email it directly to me today at Snyder@horizontoledo.org for a sweet History Helper surprise. That's all, and see you next week. Bye.
And that's our show, everyone. I hope that you have an amazing Wednesday. And as always, be sure to follow your Roar core values: responsible behavior, outstanding attitude, achieve greatness, and respect everyone. Go Jaguars, Jaguars, roar. Roar!